You're drifting through the pitch-black silence of the deep Pacific Ocean. There's no sunlight, no movement, just the infinite crushing pressure of water above you. The world down here feels suspended in time, cold, heavy, unknowable. The only constant is the quiet hum of the Earth's pulse beneath miles of shifting currents. And then, something echoes through the darkness. A low, guttural sound, deep enough to vibrate through steel, to shake sediment off the seafloor. It rolls like thunder, yet it's not thunder. It feels unnatural, out of place. It's powerful, enormous. Not from a submarine, not from an earthquake. Something alive. In 1997, scientists recorded a sound that would rattle the foundations of everything we thought we understood about the ocean and about what might dwell within it. Not because of its loudness alone, but because it challenged the very idea of scale. What kind of living entity could even exist to create something so immense? The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, was monitoring a network of underwater hydrophones, some placed thousands of kilometers apart, when an unprecedented noise was captured. The sound didn't just travel, it dominated. It reverberated across the entire Pacific Basin, heard from one corner of the ocean to the other with shocking clarity. The team labeled it the BLOOP, a deceptively harmless name for a phenomenon so staggering. A name born out of necessity, not understanding, and one that would soon inspire decades of theories, fear, and fascination. What made it so unsettling wasn't only its volume. It was the frequency, the tonal quality, the way it shifted. It had texture, the organic rhythm. It resembled a biological signal, something that should come from a creature. But the magnitude, the sheer magnitude was impossible to ignore. If it came from life, it came from something far beyond our comprehension. To generate a sound that loud underwater, the source would have to be several times larger than even the biggest blue whale ever recorded. Something unimaginably vast. Something that might span the length of football fields. Something nature has either hidden intentionally or we've never dared to see. And here's where it twists deeper into the unknown. No known sea creature, not even in fossil records, has ever demonstrated the capacity to produce such a sound. It wasn't an echo. It wasn't a glitch. It was an origin point from somewhere very real. The official explanation? An ice quake. Icebergs fracturing in the deep Southern Ocean, calving and shifting with immense force. A plausible theory on the surface. That's the narrative repeated by those who want to believe the world is still understandable. Safe. Categorized. But listen closely. The bloop didn't crack or rumble like ice. It pulsed. It had a cadence, a strange breathing rhythm, almost like something exhaling, something stirring from sleep. Some researchers and theorists began speculating about a yet undiscovered species, something colossal that lived far beneath the surface, in the hidden valleys of the abyss, the Hadal trenches, where pressure would crush most life in seconds. Places no man's submersible has ever reached. And we've barely scratched that realm. Nearly 95% of the world's oceans remain unexplored. That's not just space. It's an entire planet's worth of ecosystems, caverns, and biomes that remain in darkness. If something ancient had lived undisturbed for millennia, down where light dies and silence reigns, would we ever even notice? What pushed the speculation further into cosmic horror was the location. Near 50 degrees south, 100 degrees west, eerily close to the fictional site of Relaya. Yes, the same coordinates Lovecraft described as the resting place of the entity known as Cthulhu. A place where logic dissolves and madness waits. It could be coincidence, just lines on a map. But conspiracy theorists and deep-sea fanatics didn't see it that way. They whispered about the awakening of something incomprehensible, not just massive, but ancient in a way that challenges time itself. Something that predated language, memory, even Earth as we know it. The bloop, to them, was not merely a sound. It was a signal, a breath, a heartbeat, a creature not bound by the logic of evolution. Not a predator, not even a god. Something beyond all classification. something that watched the rise of continents and the fall of empires from beneath. What terrifies scientists most isn't the possibility that it's alive. It's the possibility that we're wrong, that our instruments are children's toys compared to what exists below, that we are the ones being studied, watched, cataloged. The bloop is a reminder, a chilling echo from the abyss that our planet still keeps secrets. Secrets so old, so alien, that even myth has forgotten them. Some so deep, so vast, that they've never been disturbed until now. And maybe, just maybe, that sound wasn't a message. Maybe it was a warning. Or worse, an invitation. So the next time you're near the shore, with the ocean stretching endlessly before you, listen to the silence between the waves, the breath before the deep inhales again, and ask yourself, what else listens back? Because if the deep ever speaks again, we might wish we hadn't heard it. Subscribe for more stories like this. And if you're brave, check out our playlist on ocean and space mysteries.